You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 698.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. The view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of March 2nd, 2026.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Picture light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, a dramatic rescue after a balloon hits a 1,000-foot cell tower. And an airline passenger allegedly makes a bomb threat because he couldn't find an empty overhead bin. Also ahead, more news and your feedback. So get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions. Electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 698 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter currently at the number one all-news station in the nation, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM in
New York City!
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me from her lakeside studio in South... she's a doctor, skydiver, marathon runner, IPA connoisseur, and a commercial multi-engine instrument-rated backstabbing jumper-dumper. It's the lovely Dr. Steph.
Hey, Captain Jeff. It is good to see you. Sorry I've missed you guys for a couple weeks, but nice to be here. Looks like I scared everyone else off. Sorry about that.
Yeah, they were intimidated by you, obviously. Yeah, great to have you with us. And also joining us, of course, from her studio in Toronto, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer is the lovely Liz Piper.
Here I am. Last show on standard time. We change our clocks this weekend.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Spring forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Oh, we're losing out.
Here in North America.
I don't think Captain Nick does it for at least a couple of weeks. So.
Yeah.
Have a good show, you guys.
Oh, yeah, before we go, I'm going to
yes,
do our little 698 thing.
You're sitting in. I see it.
Yeah, Captain Nick is the one that usually does these, but, we got to keep the tradition going here. So
we do.
So 698 is our show number today, and on the 20th of September in 1958, just, about 3 months before I was born, the first prototype Avro Vulcan, Avro Type 698, tail number Victor X-Ray 770. It was being piloted. Well, I have a whole list of people. We'll have a link to this in the show notes. You can see all the people that were on board. They were heading toward an air show, a fly past, for an air show being held at RAF Sirestone in Nottinghamshire. As they approached RAF Sirestone at 12:57 p.m., they flew east along runways 725 at about 250 feet. As the Vulcan passed the control tower at an estimated speed of 350 knots, it began a right turn. Witnesses saw a kink form in the leading edge of the Vulcan's right wing, which then began to disintegrate from the leading edge aft. Wing surface panels could be seen being stripped off before the wing spar failed completely. Clouds of fuel from ruptured tanks trailed as the bomber rolled to the left. The top of the vertical fin came off, the nose pitched upward toward vertical, then straight down. With both wings on fire, the airplane crashed near the east end of the runway. All 4 crew members on board the jet were killed, as were 3 RAF fire rescue personnel on the ground, and several others were injured. Let's see. The cause of the Vulcan's wing failure was not determined. Metal fatigue was suspected. The airplane had been used in flight testing for 6 years, and it's possible that its design limits may have been exceeded during that period. There was also speculation that vibrations from the new Rolls-Royce Conway bypass turbojet engine, which is now called a turbofan, may have weakened the wing. So it was a tragedy, and that was this one of two prototype Vulcans. Again,
Pile boxes is so right. Another
698.
happy and uplifting way to start.
Yeah, I mean,
the show.
I'm usually the one, giving
He's
Captain
holding
Nick a
up
bad
the
time
tradition
about it.
of Captain Nick there.
But yeah, thank you, Ihall. But I thought, Captain Nick would be very, very disappointed. And if he were here, I think that he would have chosen this as his number 698 show, number 698 kind of thing. So
Now, Neil has a comment about Nick's absence this week.
Nick takes 1 week off and a war starts. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, where is he?
Suspicious.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Coincidence?
He says it's something to do with Jilly's birthday. Kind of suspect there.
Well, that's a domestic war going on there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
maybe.
hope
I don't
not.
know.
All
Probably
right,
not.
you two, have a good show.
Thanks, Liz. Let's do some news.
Stand by for news.
All right, this first news item is a video from our favorite aviation video person, Vass Aviation. Without further ado, I'm not going to set anything up. I'm just going to play or hit the play button and see what we get.
Aeromexico 623 Tower.
San Francisco Tower.
You can use Zulu 1, runway 10 right, line up point.
Sir, can I give you 3 more minutes? We start the engine number 1.
That's fine. You can line up and wait. Let me know when you're ready. You're,
On Zulu 1, 10 right, Aeromexico 623.
San Francisco Tower, American 1082, ILS 19 left.
American 1082 San Francisco Tower, runway 19er left, clear to land, wind 14013, traffic departing east.
19 left, clear to land, American 1082.
United 562, wind 14012, runway 10 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 10 left, United 562.
Delta 976 San Francisco Tower, runway 10 left, line up wait, traffic landing south.
Line up away, 10 left, Delta 976. Ready for departure, Aeromexico 623.
Roger. Delta 976, wind 15012, runway 10 left, clear for takeoff.
10 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 976.
Alaska 580, San Francisco Tower, runway 10 left, line up wait, traffic landing south.
10 left, line up away, left 580.
Aeromexico 623 on departure, turn right heading 120, vectors to Katina. Climb maintain flight level 190 and hold in position.
Okay, on the position and after airborne heading 120, Aeromexico 623.
Yeah, and same top altitude, climb maintain flight level 190, Aeromexico 623.
Climb maintain 190, Aeromexico 623.
Delta 976, contact NorCal departure, yeah.
Departure, Delta 976, yeah.
Alaska 580 on departure, flight heading 100, vectors deadhead, climb maintain flight level 190, hold in position.
On departure, fly heading 100, climb maintain flight level 190, hold
Uh-oh. Looks like Aeromexico is moving
It's
on our
looking
display here.
Aeromexico 623, you are not clear for takeoff. Cancel takeoff clearance.
Okay, cancel clearance, Aeromexico 623.
Cancel the takeoff clearance that was not received.
Remember when you read back, hold in position, Aeromexico?
Oh.
Yes, sir, sorry about
good. Oops.
Okay. So,
All right, Alaska 580, runway 10 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 10 left, Alaska 580.
American 1082, turn right, cross 19 right, ground point 8.
Turn right, cross 19 right, ground point 8, American 1082, thanks.
Mako 623, turn right there, exit the runway.
Right there and exit the runway, Aeromexico 623.
Very sheepish sounding voice.
Aeromexico 623, you can contact the tower when you get a chance. I'll have a phone number for you.
Ruh-roh.
Roger, Aeromexico 623.
Row.
Aeromexico 623, possible pilot deviation, advise ready to copy.
Ready to copy, Aeromexico 623.
It's 650-827.
5301.
650-827.
5309, right? Isn't that the last four?
Yeah.
580, contact NorCal Barge, see ya.
NorCal, Alaska 580 getting.
Mexico 623, contact ground.
Contact
Okay.
ground, Aeromexico 623.
I think that is going to do it
About
for.
Yeah, so we kind of get the idea of what's going on there. So this is San Francisco, where they have crossing runways. They're landing on the 19s and departing 10s, correct? So kind of alternating those arrivals and departures, and definitely very important in that scenario to make sure you have been cleared for takeoff, in fact, if you're holding position on the runway.
Now, to be fair, I mean, I don't think anybody did anything wrong in the control tower, job, but I can understand why it may have been a little confusing because he kind of gave him some departure instructions and a heading to fly and an altitude to maintain, climb, maintain, blah blah, and especially with the fact that English is probably Aeromexico's not their normal, primary language. I could see how there might be some confusion about that.
Right. I got the impression the controller was trying to make sure he got everything said in a timely fashion, but I agree it was probably a little out of the expected order. And it wasn't just line up and wait. It was hold your position there. Like, okay, hold position. They did read it back. And they never did get those magic words cleared for takeoff.
And I think it probably wouldn't have hurt for the controller to say, after all those instructions for your departure and everything, continue to hold position. That may have saved the day right there.
Right.
Not that he was required
I think he
say
did,
that.
but it could have been emphasized even a little bit more, especially for non-native English speakers.
And I also say it looks like that's not normally the runways they use for departure. I mean, it's not unusual, but it's not as common as the other runways, the north-south runways there for departure. So that was probably added a little bit to the confusion,
distraction. Is there any way we can
distraction.
blame Tim Van Ram?
I think that, I think we could blame Tim Van Ram because I think he departed San Francisco International recently on his trip to Asia. And so I'm sure that he did something to disrupt the force.
Added confusion, disrupted the usual flow.
Yeah. So I think we can definitely pin this on Tim Van Ram, one of our
got a
APG
permanent
community
number
members.
for calling the tower.
Yeah, let me give you the number. No. Anyway, so that was interesting. So anything else to say? No.
No. Good that
no harm done, at least.
Yeah, good the controller was paying attention and recognized what was going on. So
yeah, for sure. So again, like all of these news items and feedback items, etc., they're available in our show notes. So just look for the link to that if you want to watch this vast aviation video, and you can watch the whole depiction.
Before you move on, Jeff.
Yes.
We're looping back to where Captain Nick is this week, and iHall Boxes has an idea where he is.
Oh, hang on. Let me look at that. Let's see. iHall Boxes says, so we were talking about Nick and where he is because he's not on the show. iHall Boxes says he's off to rescue one of those old F4s in Iran before they get blown up. They get blowed up for his personal collection. Yeah. Well,
they're definitely collector's items.
You'll have something else hanging on the wall behind him next week.
So we're going to see part of an Iranian F4 hanging on the wall behind Captain Nick next week.
See having some house renovations done.
So see what we said. We kind of alluded to it earlier. Maybe a domestic war going on at the Anderson household, and that's probably the reason why.
Yes.
Because
this is a good segue to the next news item because it's one of Captain Nick's favorite subjects.
Good segue to this next news item because, of course, this is one of Captain Nick's favorite subjects, balloons. This, by the way, was sent in to us by Brian Mozizek, one of our APG listeners, watchers, enthusiasts. Balloon crash in Texas. Let's see. Hot air balloon crash on East Texas cell tower. Now, did I get a? Was there a video on this?
I thought there were some videos from one of the news places.
Yeah, I think there may have been, but apparently I didn't get that. But we do have a link to all that if you want to watch it. But I can read this article from the news source, My San Antonio, not your San Antonio, but mysanantonio.com. Firefighters in East Texas had themselves an eventful morning on Saturday after the dramatic rescue of 2 individuals that got trapped in a hot air balloon. Now, wait a minute. I don't know if they got trapped in that. I mean, I think they intended to be in the hot air balloon, but I think
they got stuck.
They got ensnared.
Ensnared.
Okay. Yeah. Officials said online that the crash happened around 8:15 a.m. in northern Gregg County on Saturday, February 28, when 2 Texans in a hot air balloon hit a cell phone tower. Wait, I should say two Texans.
Yeehaw! Right. Yeah.
In a hot air balloon hit a cell
bullet hole pierced the balloon.
Oh, maybe that's what happened. A bullet hole in a cell tower at an estimated 920 feet in the air. That's a
high tower.
That's a big tower. The tower located near Highway 300.
Probably had really good cell phone coverage when they had to phone for help.
Good point, Liz. The tower located near Highway 300 at FM 1844 was affected by strong winds at that elevation, which caused complications for the rescue efforts, the department said. Climbing operations began around 8:50 a.m. using multiple rope systems due to the extreme height and complexity of the incident, according to the fire department's Facebook post. Rescuers made contact with the 2 at approximately 10 a.m. Both individuals were conscious and uninjured when they were finally able to reach them, the department says. All members of the rescue crew or rescue team are part of our highly trained Special Operations Unit from Stations 5 and 2, operating in a coordinated technical rescue effort, the fire department said after the rescue. This is a highly technical and time-intensive operation. Updates will be provided as information becomes available. We appreciate the support and cooperation of the community as crews continue working to bring both occupants safely to the ground. The article goes on to say, so how does the fire department celebrate the successful rescue of 2 individuals nearly 1,000 feet up in the air? Well, pizza, of course. Do you have a picture of that?
I hope the balloonists purchased the pizzas.
Me too,
Yes,
but
thanks.
I'm thinking, were they really celebrating this whole thing, or is this just the thing that they do every day?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking the latter. But I don't know.
I don't know. They've got a pretty fancy kitchen there. Look at all those pots and pans.
No kidding.
It looks like they do a lot of cooking on their own. Yeah.
Our chat room is on fire here.
Oh, is it? Let's see what is our chat room saying. Neil says were they looking for a good signal? On the cell phone. Yeah.
They were able to call for their rescue without any difficulty.
And the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Did the pilot feel a bit deflated after that landing? Oh, okay, wait. Okay, hang on. That deserves a rim shot and this very hearty laughter. Yeah. And that's all it did.
We're laughing. We really are.
Honestly. No, that was funny. Okay. So, Captain Nick, if you listen, I hope that you enjoyed that news story. But that was pretty much. I guess
I feel like that might feature in the show artwork.
Yeah,
next
might.
week or for the
So
show.
this is interesting. That one image of the is that from the drone that?
Yeah, I think so.
Was approaching the operation, the tower and the balloon.
Yeah, because it's got looks like wind speed on there. The speed of the drone is 0, but 23 miles per hour. Wind speed? I don't know.
Wind speed.
That's what that means.
WS wind speed 23.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So a bit breezy up there.
Boy, they were high up there.
And then the altitude 899.9 feet for the drone.
We couldn't quite make it to 900.
Yeah, I mean it's. I can see how it could have been a very technical. So they did a great job. This is not something, not your run-of-the-mill fire department getting the cat out and down from the tree kind of
getting the
rescue.
balloon down from the tower.
Yeah. Very good. Good job. Good job. All right. Shall we continue?
We shall.
Yes.
Okay. Another video. At least 20 killed after military plane carrying banknotes crashes in Bolivia. Other sources say 15 killed and 30 injured. And this was sent in to us by Texas and Lashok. All right. At least 20 people have been killed, others injured after a Bolivian Air Force cargo plane crashed in the western city of El Alto. The incident happened at 18:15 local time on Friday as the plane was arriving at El Alto's airport from the city of Santa Cruz. officials said. It reportedly skidded off the runway and hit nearby vehicles. The Defense Ministry later confirmed its C-130 Hercules was involved and that it had been transporting banknotes to the Central Bank of Bolivia. There were 8 people aboard the plane, the Air Force commander said. Police fired tear gas to disperse crowds allegedly trying to take the scattered banknotes. Video footage showed the plane on the ground and badly damaged vehicles. We're going to watch the video here in a second. In other videos, people could be seen running away from the tear gas of police officers, some holding shields, forming a line. Some in the crowds are seen throwing rocks. Wow. I mean, people go crazy, just to get some money.
Okay, so first of all, tragic event, plane crash, people's lives lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was carrying money, but man, the thought of, getting some unearned cash in your hands makes people go absolutely nuts.
Yeah, well,
despite the circumstances.
And interestingly, the Minister of Defense, Marcelo Salinas, said, "I want to make it clear to those who are trying to take money from the plane involved in this tragedy that this money has no legal value since it has not been issued by the central bank and does not have a serial number, and that attempting to use this money is a crime."
So not legal tender anyway. Wasn't even ready for use.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steph. Read the comment.
Oh, okay. So iHaul Boxes has a comment for us. Said, aviation, the confirmed fastest way to burn your money.
No kidding.
Very true.
That's kind of insensitive, I have to say, but thank you for that.
In this case, it was not yet ready for primetime money. Not legal tender.
All right. So shall we try to play this video and see what we got?
Video, yeah. Uh-huh.
All right.
Hit it, baby.
We got some sirens showing the remains of the C-130 Hercules. I'm trying to get to the volume control. There we go. Yeah, big crowd of people. They're showing shots of the crashed jet.
It was pretty messed up.
Very, very messed up. So, and it shows the police and the crowd, and looks like that's one of the engines. A car on the ground, a van. Looks like it took a pretty nasty hit from the crashed aircraft. Another car banged up and looks like burned. Yeah, so you get the picture. The aftermath of this horrible crash. Maybe I missed it, but in the article stuff, did it talk about anything about exactly what happened? I mean, they don't really, I guess they didn't know yet.
No, I said it was not immediately clear what caused the crash. Some witnesses said the weather at the time was treacherous.
Oh.
So perhaps weather-related. Investigation into the incident is currently underway.
Oh, lots of lightning, a heavy hailstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That may have been what brought it down. Wow.
Well, speaking of hail.
That's a good question here.
Oh. Neil says, how did everyone know there was money on board? Sounds like very leaky security. I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, I was thinking, speaking of hail, we could skip ahead and segue to another hail story if you wanted to.
Good idea, Steph.
It's number E, I think.
All right. Let's do this next one. Speaking of hail, this is a final report from the aviation. This article is from the Aviation Herald, but the NTSB has released the final report on this. Southwest Boeing 737 at Nashville on the 2nd of May of last year. Hail strike causes substantial damage. And, usually when we see these hail strike incidents of aircraft, they usually focus on the nose cone because that's usually what really takes a beating. But we're looking at some pictures of the leading edge of the wing and a horizontal stabilizer, the tail fin, the horizontal tail fin at the back. That's
dimpled.
It's a lot of hail pockmarks there.
Hail.
That would be the cause of said hail.
Yep. Well, look at that. Look at that.
I like the 3D
colorful.
Represent the next picture.
One.
I mean, that's a storm.
Yeah, that's wow.
You went right through it. Right through it.
Yep, or just above that hail core on that three-dimensional view. Let's see. They were performing flight 2231 from Austin to Nashville. So this was the last part of their trip. They're on their probably approach to the runway. 144 passengers and 5 crew in the initial descent towards Nashville when the aircraft encountered hail. The aircraft continued for a safe landing on Nashville's runway 20 right. The aircraft sustained substantial damage. Let's see. The final report released on the 27th of February, so about a week ago or so. Let's see. So they go in and talk about this. They were coming in from Austin to Nashville, and the flight crew reported that thunderstorm activity was forecast for their arrival. They observed weather approaching the airport using a weather application, the WSI app, on their electronic flight bag, EFB. They planned and conducted a deviation to the north to avoid the weather. As the aircraft passed the Memphis area, the captain asked the flight attendants to be seated early in the event of unforeseen turbulence. Good job on that. Prior to the encounter, while descending from flight level 360 toward flight level 240, the flight had been in clear air, and the flight crew could see a cloud build up at their 1 o'clock position. Air traffic control also advised of a cell at their 12:30 to 1 o'clock position. However, after reviewing the onboard weather radar and the WSI app on their iPads, those sources did not depict any indications of weather directly ahead of the airplane. As the descent continued, the flight crew noticed below and ahead of the airplane was a flat stratus cloud layer with no buildups. ATC advised of moderate to extreme precipitation at their 12:30 to 1 o'clock position, which the crew associated with the buildup that they had visually seen at their 1 o'clock position. They entered the clouds at flight level 320. Initially, the ride was smooth with occasional light chop. While at a speed of 290 knots at flight level 280, they suddenly encountered precipitation and turbulence. The captain recalled that the rain was very heavy and the excessive noise caused him to suspect hail, but he was unable to verify visually. He retarded the throttles and deployed the speed brake to slow to turbulent air penetration speed. After about 1 minute in the heavy precipitation, it ceased, and the airplane leveled off at flight level 240, still in IMC, instrument meteorological conditions. Flight crew reported the moderate turbulence to ATC, and they continued to Nashville. So the final report is issued, and we have a link to it in our show notes. And, the thing that I don't know what the winds were like at that flight level, but, obviously the higher you go, typically the winds are higher. And I can't tell from this, can you, that, what you have to think about is if there is a hail core, the hail doesn't necessarily have to be anywhere really near where you're seeing the red in your radar return. Sometimes the wind currents will throw that hail downwind of the really bad, nasty-looking, colorful thing on your radar, and you have to kind of think about displacing either to the opposite side, the upwind side of the storm if you can, or just giving that storm a lot of room. Yeah, room, just to in case there is some kind of hail being thrown out from this thing. So, and I can tell you, I've been in a situation where I've had a little bit of hail, not damaging hail to my airplane, but man, when it hits I don't know if you've had this experience or not, Steph, but when you're flying
not in any airplanes I fly.
Yeah, thank goodness. But
it's
when
no
it
fun
does,
in a car. I can imagine it's a lot worse.
It's just the noise is just deafening. It's
so loud.
And you're thinking, oh God, we're gonna die. This is not good. But yeah, I'm just glad that I don't have to worry about this stuff anymore.
Their J number on the ground, Jeff?
No, it would not affect it at all. Liz was asking if this would affect Southwest's J number, which is the Jeff number. And just in case you missed the show where we talked about this new term that is being used globally,
widely,
yes,
it's extensive use,
where it's like the ratio of your speed, your taxi speed to your V1 speed, I think, right? Is that what we came up with? Yeah, I think so. It's so new that we're still learning about this. But so just like Mach number is like a percentage of the speed of sound, the J number is the percentage of taxi speed to.
So not enough damage here to slow down.
No.
to reduce the J number.
I mean, it's Southwest Airlines. They never slow down.
That's coming
Come on.
from the expert right there.
I know. I mean, props to these guys, Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Well, glad that wasn't worse.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nasty looking storm on those radar returns there. So.
It is.
I mean, super common for this area of the country, as you get into spring, late spring, early summer.
May 2nd.
It becomes, very common.
Yes. And again, I'll reiterate, I'm so glad that I don't have to worry about navigating around all that stuff anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to leave it into the professional hands of the pilots.
How embarrassing. Sorry.
From the Aviation Herald, another final report. This incident occurred on the 30th of November in 2023. A Hawaiian Boeing 717-200 at Kahului, premature taxi. Yeah, as Steph said, very, very embarrassing. Hawaiian Airlines Boeing 717-200 registration November 494 for Hawaiian Airlines, performing flight 105 from Kahului to Honolulu with 114 passengers, 5 crew, had been pushed back from Kahului's Gate 17 when the aircraft began to taxi before equipment and ground crew was clear of the aircraft. The aircraft impacted the tug, causing serious injuries to a ground worker. The flight was canceled. The aircraft, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's read a little bit of the narrative. A little bit of the final report here that was issued on the 25th of February. So about 10 days ago. Or actually less, because February only has 28 days this year. The captain did not verify that the tow tractor had exited the area in front of the airplane before taxiing for departure. Contributing factors were the dark conditions and the absence of an illuminated hazard beacon on the tow tractor, which reduced its conspicuity. Ooh, you don't see that word used, every day. The tow tractor operator's positioning of the tractor too close to the airplane. The captain's forgetting to verify the ramp agent's display of the nose wheel bypass steering pin and provided him a return salute due to the performance of competing operational tasks. The flight crew's rote performance of the departure salute checklist item and the required visual check of the sides of the airplane before commencing the taxi, and the ground crew's discarding lighted wands during the pushback, which subsequently made it more difficult for them to attract the captain's attention. In addition, the lack of procedure for ground crew to reestablish communications with the flight crew once the headset is disconnected from the airplane. So they were pushing back from the gate. The flight crew reported that after obtaining pushback clearance from ATC, they released the airplane's brakes. The tow tractor operator began to push the airplane back from the gate. Captain reported that it was dark outside and raining. I've been in those conditions, and that's not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun for the people on the ground pushing back the airplane, for sure. But it's tough on visibility for we pilots up front. Due to an inoperative engine auto starter, the captain was required to perform the manual engine start procedure. Okay, right there. That's a distraction. That's something that's out of the norm. Okay, and then anytime anything, it's like one of the Funyuns is starting to line up with another Funyun here. Anything that's out of the norm, it throws you off. You're distracted.
And it sounds like, just based on the stuff you just read from the report, there were quite a few things here that were...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to continue a little bit more, Steph?
Sure. So after successfully starting the number 1 left engine, the captain set the brakes and instructed the ground crew to disconnect the tow bar. The captain stated that he then began a manual start of the number 2 right engine. After the number 2 engine was started, he cleared the ground crew to disconnect the headset interphone and the nose landing gear bypass pin. The captain recalled that he saw one of the ramp agents display the pin and its ribbon overhead with 2 hands. He recalled giving the escort a salute in return, but was unsure if they saw the salute. The first officer reported that he could not see the escort or the tow tractor from his position as they were obscured by the aircraft structure. He also stated that he was heads down looking at the flight management system and did not see whether the captain saluted the worker. The tow tractor operator recalled that the escort removed the steering bypass pin, disconnected the headset interphone cable from the airplane, thereby removing a means of direct communication with the flight crew. then stood near the passenger side of the tow tractor and displayed the pin for about 2 minutes. The escort reported that the captains normally saluted him after he displayed the steering bypass pin, but he could not see the captain salute him on this occasion. He could see the captain moving around the cockpit, and it appeared to him that the captain was performing instrument checks. The escort informed the tow tractor operator that he had not received a salute from the captain. The tow tractor operator recalled that she honked the horn in an attempt to get the captain's attention, then waved at the cockpit, but was unable to elicit a response from the captain. The flight crew's after-start checklist included an item for ground salute. The FO stated that he did not know whether the captain provided the salute, but the captain did provide the proper response to the checklist call-out. The FO requested and received a taxi clearance from ATC, and the captain turned off the cockpit dome light in preparation for taxi. Let's keep going. Let's see, a little bit more here. The tow tractor operator recalled that upon seeing the cockpit light turn off, she realized that the airplane was about to taxi and informed the escort that they needed to leave the area. The escort began to run away from the airplane towards the gate, and the tow tractor operator put the tractor in gear and began to drive away from the airplane. Shortly after beginning the taxi, the crew felt an unusual motion as the airplane's left main landing gear impacted the tow bar and the left wing impacted the tow tractor cab.
Ooh.
When the captain was asked if he looked out on the left side of the cockpit and said clear left in accordance with the airline's flight operations manual procedure, he stated, "I think I did say that. It was kind of dark out there. I don't recall seeing anything on the left side."
Yeah. So this whole manual start procedure was very distracting. They had the cockpit light on, and it's dark outside, it's raining. They got out of their normal habit pattern and flow. And yeah, I think we're kind of getting the idea that I thought I did look outside and say clear left.
Yeah, I did that.
Salute.
I told them it was fine.
But apparently none of that really happened. And yeah. And the other thing in the Hawaiian Airlines guidance during pushback that they've included in this article and report, the other thing I think that they're supposed to do is like flash the taxi light to indicate that they're getting ready to move the airplane. And apparently he didn't do that either. The ready to taxi signal, one flash of the airplane's taxi light. And the other interesting thing about this to me is, and maybe the Hawaiian 717s are configured differently. All the MD or DC-9 and MD series that I flew, and including the Boeing 717, which is basically the MD-95, they have a steering bypass pin, but unlike most airplanes that I've flown, the pin is not something that you actually remove, but it's more of a thing where you secure with like a cotter pin in a certain position, and then that allows the nose wheel steer, the hydraulics to hit the nose wheel steering cylinder, and you're able to steer with it after the pushback is complete. But maybe Hawaiian has somehow modified and configured it so that you actually get, because they made, several places in here, they talk about the red streamer and the pin. And I'm thinking, well, I've never seen a pin or a streamer on the DC-9 variants ever. So that's interesting, I think. But I guess the takeaway for me is that anytime that anything is out of the ordinary, and you just have to slow everything down and just like double check and triple check everything to make sure you haven't forgotten something.
Everything with a little bit extra intention.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you said, though, especially when, the engine abnormal, but then also dark, rainy, add all that on multiple layers.
Yep. All right.
Okay, I suggest two more items. In honor of Captain Nick, we do I, which is a JFK controller being rude. That's in honor of Captain Nick. And then the last one that Roger teased is Q.
I and Q. Okay.
So IQ.
IQ. Ah, very clever.
Is it near his Jeff number? Is it similar to?
I think his Jeff number is way higher than his IQ. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Thanks. Are you talking about me? Man, no respect. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. All right. Let me cue up the video. Okay, this next news item is another VAS Aviation video entitled Busy JFK Controller 2 Rude with Pilots. Is this safe after all? Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. Are you ready, Liz, for me to push the appropriate button? Yep. All right, here we go.
Breakout 4671, follow the CRJ-9er that's currently moving and monitor tower on 123.9er.
All right, 23.9, we need about 2 minutes starting engine, breakout 4671.
Okay, well then breakout 4671, cancel your instructions and advise when you're ready to move.
Will do.
Breakyard 4650, unfortunately there's a 20-mile in-trail restriction over Wavy, which is your first fix. Here at Kilo Echo, you could proceed on to runway 13 right, behind JetBlue, and hold short of Kilo.
All right, join 13 right behind JetBlue, short of Kilo, Brickyard 4658.
I confirm.
Kennedy Garage, good afternoon, sweep 1 perfect, Sir Heavy, your request.
What's your request?
This 1 perfect, Sir Heavy, our gate is still goes to be in these 20 minutes.
Okay, Swiss 14 Victor Heavy, next time just say your gate's not available, that's it. Turn right, Whiskey, left onto runway 31 right, and hold short of Victor.
Too much information.
Roger, continue on Whiskey, say again, Swiss 1 perfect, Sir Heavy.
Pay attention, it's very simple. I'm speaking slow. Right Whiskey, left onto 31 right, hold short of Victor.
Roger, right on Whiskey. Left 31 right, we hold short of Victor, Swiss 1 for Victor Heavy.
Breakout 4449, Kenny Ground at a November Charlie, behind Premature air transport from right to left. Runway 4 left, taxi left on Bravo, and hold short of November.
Are behind the aircraft here, crossing right to left, and 4 left Bravo, Fort November, Victor 4449.
I don't know what aircraft here means when there's multiple aircraft. I literally said the Premature air transport. Do you see that aircraft?
We don't see him yet. We'll be behind the Premature, Brickyard 4449. Sorry about that.
You could tell he's just kind of giggling a little bit.
Good afternoon, Delta 806, Hotel Bravo, short of Alpha with Sierra.
Delta 806, Kenny Ground, I have your request. Delta 806 behind the second JetBlue off your left. You can taxi to 4 left via right on Bravo and hold short of Juliet.
All right, behind the second JetBlue here, right turn Bravo short of Juliet to 4 left, Delta 806.
Round Alaska 25 on short of Sierra with Sierra.
Alaska 25, Kenny Ground, runway 4 left for departure, taxi left on Bravo, hold short of Kilo.
Left on Bravo, short of Kilo for left, Alaska 25.
Delta 806, that's crazy. Hold your position.
Okay, we're holding the position.
Crazy.
Delta 806.
You literally, I said it and you read it back. Behind the second JetBlue, right on Bravo, short of Juliet, you're on Alpha.
Uh-oh. It's close.
Delta 806, I made a mistake. Don't freak out on me. If you want, I can make the U-turn and go wherever you want. I make mistakes.
Oh, no. We're not going to do that. You're not going to play the victim here when nobody has started crashing out. Delta 806, continue Alpha, hold short of Kilo Echo.
Alpha short of Kilo Echo, Delta 806.
Brickyard 4449, there's going to be a Delta connection, CRJ-9 off your left-hand side momentarily. Follow them. Cross 31 left at Kilo and monitor 239.
All right, behind the Delta CRJ connections and cross 31 left at Kilo Echo, or excuse me, Kilo Echo, and then 239 on the other side, Brickyard 4449.
It's at Kilo.
Kilo, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Oh, 806, are we going to sit here until we miss our edict because you're so mad at me?
Oh, no.
Delta 806, one more comment from you that has nothing to do with air traffic. You're going to get a phone number to the tower and my supervisor. Do not be doing this on this frequency. Do you understand me?
He was talking over.
481 with you on Alpha to hold short of Juliet.
EasyJet 481, Kenny Ground, Roger. Continue holding your position for now.
Continue holding short of Juliet, EasyJet 481.
Delta 806 behind the opposite direction, Alaska Airlines. Double back onto Bravo at Kilo Echo and hold short of Kilo.
All right, behind the opposite direction, Alaska, left turn Kilo Echo, then back on Bravo short of Kilo, Delta 806.
Delta 806, cross 31 left at Kilo and monitor 123.9er.
I monitor, sorry about that, to cross 31 left at Kilo, monitor 239er, Delta 806, good night.
Sure.
You know.
So pleasant at the end there. It was almost cordial.
You know, I hate to say it, but I didn't feel that was. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because this is Kennedy. This is, you know, the New York Tower ground controllers, whatever. That's just kind of, it sets you up that you're going to maybe hear things a little bit differently than in most places around the world. Yeah, Neil says, one more comment and I'm turning this airport around and we're going home. Okay. Yeah. Oh, like, you know, the parents say to the kids, I'm going to turn this car around and we're going home. Yeah. So I think, I don't know what you think, Steph, but I think that it's hard sometimes for us as humans to, especially when we've done something wrong, we did not follow the instructions, and then to kind of say something the way that the Delta 806 said it, you have to kind of keep that inside of you and just like, hey, mea culpa, like, sorry, you know, what would you like us to do?
You know, at the end of the day, I mean, strong believer in you always catch more flies with honey than the other way around. So, everyone does make mistakes. If you make a mistake, I think he did right the first time he owned it. Maybe he was given a little bit of punishment for that to continue kind of the wrong way and then have to double back around. But yeah, I don't think you get to be snarky on the other end after that. So
I just thought the way the controller said, don't play the victim, I thought that was mean.
Well, I will tell you, Liz is saying the controller was also being mean. I don't disagree with you there, and I would not thrive in that working environment because I don't think I could take the sarcasm and negativity on a regular basis.
The snarkiness.
Yeah.
Tokyo Tim. Sopranos theme song should be playing in the background when the controller keys up his mic.
And you can kind of tell too, like they've kind of got the controller kind of has everyone on edge. Everyone's a little bit. I mean, they're not easy taxi instructions. It's a busy environment. No. There's a lot going on. Everyone's trying to say it correctly, but they're you know on edge about it a little bit. So there are mistakes being made. You're more nervous about it in the first place, and then you read it back and you go, "Wait, what did I just read back? Like I read it back correctly, but I didn't process it because I was trying so hard to make sure I just said it correctly,
right. So
and now I screwed it up and I'm on the wrong taxiway." So, you know, there's sometimes it's
counterproductive.
Yeah, counterproductivity might be the right way
a lot of pressure on usually the first officer, who is the one normally responsible for communicating on the ground with air traffic control. And yeah, just like you could just tell everybody's very apprehensive about, okay, you just gave me, and you hear, and I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, I used to do that. It's been now a couple of years since my retirement, and I used to go to Kennedy quite often. And I'm really having to think about these instructions and like in my head, okay, what does that mean? Where am I going to go? I'm not looking at an approach plate or anything, or a airport diagram plate, but still, it's like, ooh, this is making me nervous. Just hearing and knowing that you're going to have to repeat those instructions, and you can almost hear them, you know, with their apprehension and also kind of stumbling over themselves a little bit and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," you know, being very apologetic and everything else. So, yeah, so that you're starting off with that environment, and then when you do something, this was not just they read it back correctly. It's just that they didn't actually do it correctly,
incorrectly.
And I can understand the controller's like frustration and maybe. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's literally not
exasperation. Like, oh, you read it back right, but now here you are on the wrong place. Now I have to fix this. Like, all right.
I think a little blame, I think, can be placed on as far as communication skills on both sides of the equation on this one, I think.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I just don't think it sets anyone up for the greatest chance at success when there's a little bit of a negativity in the air to begin with.
And I really feel sorry for the people that English is not their, first language.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Because English is my first language, and I'm still going, oh, what did he say? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, there weren't any foreign aircraft in that, except for the Swiss. There was Swiss first. Yeah, sorry, there was Swiss, but then after that, it was still. I mean, it was all domestic.
All right.
Let's finish off
with Q. Okay, let me scroll down to that. Okay, good. Oh, yes. Yeah. Paddle your own canoe. You got to have that. on each episode of APG. Okay, a JetBlue plane Oh, this is something else. Okay. JetBlue plane evacuated at Fort Lauderdale Airport after a passenger makes a bomb threat because, why? Well, he couldn't find space for his carry-on in the overhead bin. And that's just the natural thing that I think most of us think about. If you can't find space for your bag in the overhead bin.
Man, are we doing getting to know us next? I'm going to circle back to this with recent experiences.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Make a bomb threat, Steph?
Oh, Steph, please tell me you didn't make a bomb threat. Come on.
I am here, not in jail, so I think we know the answer to that question.
You're just a fast talker, and we're able to talk them out of taking you away.
I run fast. I run quickly.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay, passengers on the Airbus A321 had to be evacuated while the bomb squad and a K-9 unit were called in to search the plane. Oh, great. Before it was eventually released back to the control of JetBlue. The flight in question is believed to be JetBlue Flight 514, which was meant to depart Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport from gate F5 at 9:18 a.m., but was delayed by over 3 hours, eventually taking off at 1:16. Once the all clear had been given and passengers were allowed to board. All clear!
All aboard!
Local news outlets have identified the suspect. Oh, here we go. An old man, 76-year-old Robert Albanese, who was arrested and taken into custody by the Broward Sheriff's Office. Sources claim that he made the threat after becoming frustrated with not being able to find space in the overhead bins for his carry-on luggage. The details of the threat he made have not, however, been made public. Depending on the point in time in which he allegedly made the threat could be a big factor in which federal crime he might be charged with. If the aircraft door was closed, then the plane would be considered in flight, meaning that he could be charged under 49 U.S.C. 46507, false threats aboard aircraft, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years imprisonment. Ooh. If, however, the cabin door was still open, then he would be more likely charged under 18 U.S.C. 35 bomb hoax, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 years imprisonment.
We are always so educational on APG. If
we are. I mean, like
bomb hoax.
I was thinking when I was reading, before I actually read all those details, I'm wondering if this is going to be 49 USC or 18 USC.
And now we know.
It's last month. Then it talks about some other incidents recently with false information and making threats and stuff like that. But so I'm guessing because there was no space for his bag, so that meant they were probably saying, okay, would you please give me your bag and then we'll check it for you. And then you can pick it up from baggage claim at the destination airport, which is what would happen on Delta and probably American and probably most of the U.S. carriers, right? Steph. I mean, if you run out of space, then
they're going to check your bag to your destination free of charge. Hey, you just got free bag check. Congratulations.
I guess that he thought it would be better to risk going to jail instead of just making a little extra out of the way visit to the baggage claim carousel to pick up his luggage.
For first world inconvenience.
Yeah.
I had to fly in this pressurized metal tube to get to my destination in a matter of hours. And I had to wait 30 minutes for my bag on the other end.
Sorry for the rest of the
yeah, no kidding. The rest of the passenger, everybody.
Now we all have a 3-hour delay and you have to go to prison.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Seems like a win. Totally worth it.
Before we move on, iHall Boxes has some strong comments about JFK.
iHall Boxes, regarding our previous news item, says there's a busy airport. They're a busy airport and should employ controllers that can handle the pressure, not the easily upset attitude princesses that most JFK controllers are, making a name for themselves. Okay, just to be clear, that wasn't Captain Jeff that said that. I was just reading these comments from, advise when ready to copy iHall Boxes. We have a number for you. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to something more uplifting, like how about getting to know us? Time of the show where we get to share, like kind of a show and tell and kind of find out what everybody's been up to between shows. All right. Dr. Steph, would you like to start the festivities?
Sure, I can do that. Let's see. So I missed a couple of shows. One was for my yearly conference that I attend out west, which I do enjoy conferencing.
Hard at work in the conference
the
room.
pictures at the actual conference aren't very interesting, so I have to share the more exciting ones of the, the extracurricular activities. A little stormy there, Steph. So, yeah, this was, I'm trying to think what date this was, 2 weeks ago now. And this was if you're in the U.S. and maybe other places too, probably heard the really tragic news about the backcountry skiers that were killed in an avalanche in Tahoe in the midst of a pretty significant storm. This was part of that same storm system. A day later, came through the Wasatch Mountains, just outside of Salt Lake City, and despite having a pretty I'll get to some of these pictures in a second, Liz.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Because there's that one at least requires some explanation, I think. It's just a sign, but you can show the snow ones. That's fine. The had been a pretty poor snow season out west in general, like the lowest snowpack in a long time, if not ever. So when I got there, I skied a half a day and the snow was okay. But then on Wednesday, they got 3 feet of snow all in one go, and then another foot on Friday as well. So that picture there was Wednesday when it was snowing quite heavily. This was actually just before the conference started. That was one of my fellow conference attendees, good friend of mine. We, that morning, I had arrived to Snowbird the night before, thankfully, so I didn't have to deal with trying to figure out how to get there on Wednesday, which was a near impossible task if you weren't already at the resort. I was supposed to have a massage that morning. I booked myself a little luxury moment. It was, a little pampering.
Conference highlight.
Yeah, conference highlight massage at the, if you're staying at the Cliff Lodge at Snowbird, they have a really nice spa up on the top floor. So take advantage of that when you can. But my massage got delayed, getting first world problems, because the therapists were having a hard time getting up the canyon because Utah has really strict traction device laws now. They stop and they check everyone. They don't want people taking unnecessary risks driving up the canyon, ill-prepared, underprepared. So that adds time. Snow removal takes time, just slow going in the snow, all of that. So finally got my massage about mid-morning. We're watching this storm just rage outside. Like you can barely see anything. It's just coming down fast and furious, pretty windy. And we're like, man, we've got tickets to go ski today. Should we venture out and brave this? And we're like, let's get lunch first and see how we feel about it. So I had some lunch and they were like, you know what? Yeah, we'll go take a run and see what it's like. So got out there and I probably should have looked a little bit closer. Didn't realize that quite a few of the chairlifts were on wind holds and not running. So we took the tram, which everyone was taking the tram. So it was about an hour wait to get on the tram. We got on the tram and then they announced that it was going to be the last tram for the day at like 2 something in the afternoon, because they were just going to shut everything down, let people get home safely who need to get home, and do some snow removal, mitigation, avalanche control work. As we're getting to the top of the mountain on the tram operator says, there's one run open. It's expert only terrain and the wind gusts are 55 miles an hour. If you're not okay with these conditions, you can stay on the tram and ride it right back down. I looked at my friend Mike and I said, do you want to do this? I'll ride back down if you're not okay with this. And he's like, yeah, it should be all right. I was like, okay. I've been on that run in whiteout conditions before. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, to be honest. But it was very, very snowy, very windy. The snow seemed like it was coming uphill at times. I think that picture kind of shows that a little bit. Yeah. It was whiteout at times where you just had to like stop, get your bearings a little bit, go back down the hill. I think the whole one run that we did from start to finish took us nearly 2.5 hours. And our quads were just like wrecked. So that was our skiing experience on Wednesday. Thursday was a much nicer day. It was very sunny. So this was Thursday, and look at all that fresh powder that we had. It was really beautiful. Thursday morning, though, because of all of the snow that fell on a pretty weak snowpack to begin with. Little Conway Canyon, the towns up at Snowbird and the town of Alta have this thing called interlodge, where if they're doing avalanche mitigation, they don't let anyone leave the building that they're in. So they went on interlodge for a couple of hours, and they put these signs up at all of the doors and exits, and it basically says it's illegal to leave the building. You can't go to your car. You can't go outside. Sometimes they'll allow travel between two buildings if they're kind of connected, as long as it's not like outside. So thankfully, that was only a couple of hours. That was kind of a pre-planned one, so they could do avalanche control work. I was there one year where well, it says I should have phoned in a bomb threat to get out. Yeah, that would have gone over real well. First of all, it's illegal to leave the building, and then do that on top of it. That sounds like compounding crimes there. So, but I'm aware that at least once in recent history, interlodge has lasted a total of like 72 hours. So glad we didn't get stuck inside the building for 3 days.
Didn't you say that there were some avalanche fatalities in your area there?
Yeah, there were. I mentioned the avalanches in the big avalanche in Tahoe. I think 9 people were killed in that one. But on Thursday, so the day that was nice and sunny, in the next canyon over, there was an avalanche where an 11-year-old girl was killed, which was really tragic. So, and they were just outside of controlled boundaries. So definitely real risk out there sometimes.
Yikes.
But I ski inbounds and in places that have been cleared and safe, deemed as safe as possible. So
a successful conference.
Successful conference. It was a good conference. The rest of it went off without a hitch. Some people had a hard time getting there for the start of it on Wednesday, but then the rest of the week was pretty good. So circling back to that last JetBlue story that we just did about overhead space and carry-ons. So going to and from Salt Lake City this time of year, everyone's going out to ski, right? Especially this week in mid-February, because it's our President's Day weekend holiday. It's historically the busiest week or weekend to ski. People take a lot of stuff with them when they go on ski trips. And man, it just felt like there was no space for anything. But, I was taking my ski boots and some other stuff. So I just checked my bags. I'm like, that's no big deal. So I just had a little backpack, put it on their seat in front of me. Easy peasy. But it definitely got a little, no one really got heated or testy or anything like that. But there was a lot of trying to maneuver and utilize overhead space, perhaps not where people were actually sitting. So you can see where it gets contentious sometimes.
Yeah, I think, well, maybe it's just my former airline, but I get the idea that just because your seat is in a certain place and the overhead bin above, it's not really, logically it seems like that would be my overhead bin space, but I don't think there's really assigned overhead bin space.
There's not, unless you're in certain premium seats. It says reserved for business class, reserved for premium.
Right, the first class, business class, and then comfort plus or whatever, the different more premium sections kind of have their own designated areas. But I think once you get back,
that's a free for all.
Yeah.
Take the space.
Yeah. And it is irritating though, especially when somebody just, they have a seat way in the back and then they put their suitcase in one of the front, the open bins. As soon as they see some open space, they go, hey, wait a minute, that's not your space. Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's more frustrating, I think, when people have to go all the way to the back and then they're kind of swimming upstream to try and put their bag away and then also retrieve their bag after landing. Yeah. That's not ideal.
Yeah, like you're sitting up near the front and then you have to go all the way back to the back after you've gotten to the destination.
At that point, I just say you can just check it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Take your chances.
I don't have to do that.
And I think they're pretty good nowadays as far as, making sure that the checked baggage
I haven't
actually
had a
gets to
loss,
its destination.
Bag travel not on my aircraft in a long time.
I think technology has really helped.
Technology has helped. A lot of the bag tags now, I think most airlines in the U.S. are doing this where they scan the barcode or the QR code on the bag as it's checked in, loaded on the airplane, offloaded from the airplane, checked into baggage claim, so you can kind of follow along on the app and see where your bag is. Everybody's got little trackers now, like air tags and what are the similar things where you can just slide it in the bag easily and know where your bag's located. So make use of that.
Talking about what good experiences he's had at ski resorts.
Oh, Tokyo Tim APG says years ago he was at Squaw Valley when the tram fell, and another time at Heavenly Valley when the ridge chairlift fell. The ridge chairlift fell after I had ridden it.
Remind me not to get on a chairlift or a tram after Tim has been on a chairlift.
And then
or a
in
tram.
San Francisco International Airport within a few days of when he has been there.
Not going there.
He's
So
leaving
funny
a
story about, well,
trail
interesting
of
story about
tragedy.
that. Snowbird not too long ago replaced their tram cars. And I'd have to go look up all the specific details about it. But one of the brand new tram cars, somehow they dropped it before it ever got installed and like significantly damaged it and had to be replaced. So I don't, oopsie.
Doing some running stuff.
Yeah, so that was 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I thought I was going to make it on the show with you guys. And I think work just got the better of me, if I remember correctly.
I think you were catching up. And
Oh, no. I know what happened. I was catching up. There was
The ribbon cutting ceremony.
There was a ribbon cutting ceremony that I was not on my calendar for a new office that we're going to be opening in the fall to combine a couple of other offices together. And I don't know why. Usually those things are on my work calendar, my work schedule, and I know about them, so I can schedule around it. And this one was not. And I was reminded about it that morning. And then basically it was like, you're going to be there, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I had to go make an appearance. And I thought, you're
going to be there, right?
You're going to be there, right? Yeah. I thought I could kind of get there, say hi and disappear. And that didn't happen. So I got stuck there until... Well, I think you guys were finishing up recording and I was just trying to leave. And he said, well, we've got one more. We'll hold it for you. And I was like, it's going to take me 40 minutes to get home. So we'll take care of that today.
Yeah, we're going to cover that today.
But that was last week. And then over the weekend, I found myself in a half marathon race, which I didn't know I was going to be doing until like Thursday, maybe, or Friday. So I was going down to Greenville, South Carolina to see some friends. A couple of friends of mine recently got married, but they did it in a very private ceremony, little elopement type deal, but then had a post-wedding celebration party at a local brewery on Saturday night. So I was going down there. Two of my good friends from medical school are physicians in Greenville, and they do a fair amount of running as well. They were signed up for the 5K race, part of the Greenville Half Marathon, which is actually a pretty solid race. This race it's known for being fast, a little bit downhill. It attracts pretty serious fast runners. So I looked at my schedule, what I was supposed to do for my training plan, and it said 13 miles. So I put my name on the wait list for the race. Perfect. Put my name on the wait list for the race. 2 seconds later, got an email from the race, said, congratulations, you're off the wait list. We charged your credit card. I said, cool. Messaged my coach. I said, hey, I'm going to, be down there. I know you've got a couple other runners doing this race, but I'm just going to do my workout like easy. And he goes, oh no, I think your fitness is good and you should race it. We should go for a personal best in the half marathon since you never raced that distance. And I went, oh, okay. So I followed instructions, but actually ran a really good race. I ran with we figured I should probably be somewhere around an hour and 40 minutes. We weren't really sure because all of my recent fastest half marathon times have come during marathons where I'm not really racing that distance. So I ran with the 140 pacers and ended up being able to feel pretty good towards the end, leave them behind, and came in 137. So got to ring
very nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Ring the PR gong there. And that last picture of me near the finish line, where it looks like I might be about to throw up, I think I was about to throw up. So it's not all glamorous, but I mean, I tried hard.
Nice.
And we've got some comments from our chat room on their athletic abilities.
From the Peanut Gallery, we have some comments. Tanya says, I'm one of the most uncoordinated people on earth, so I limit my, quote, sports to walking. And sometimes I mess that up too. I know what you mean.
And Neil.
And then Neil, of course, he was like really identifying with what you were saying, Steph. He says, that happens to me too. Always ending up in marathons I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a real risk. You gotta be careful.
Quite common amongst the APG community, apparently. Yes. Yeah. All right. Very good.
But yeah, that race, fun fact, it's officially the Greenville Half Marathon, but it's known more commonly as the Swamp Rabbit race because it's on the Swamp Rabbit Trail, which I think is a funny name.
And what's
and they give you a little.
rabbit?
The metal has a little rabbit on it that you can slide back and forth.
Rabbits like to hang out in swamps.
Apparently, in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's it. That's most of the stuff.
Glad
All
you're
right.
here, Steph, to
Thanks.
update us.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I actually have more to say than, hey, I just was doing my normal singing kind of thing. I did do my normal singing kind of thing, but I also got a chance to meet up with a couple of people that people know here in the APG community. Hey, everybody. We are here in Atlanta, Georgia. In is this technically Kennesaw?
This is technically Kennesaw.
Kennesaw, Georgia, northwest Atlanta. And we're here with RJ, who is a professional, well, I don't know, not really that professional.
Well, I get paid.
He gets paid. Airline pilot, and he is on a layover, and he notified Alpha Juliet and Jeff Nielsen, Lord Alpha Juliet and Captain Nielsen, that he was going to be here today. And so we ended up meeting together, all three of us, went out to the McCollum Field Airport, the Cobb County International. International? Like, where do they fly? That's what makes it international.
We're international because we have a customs facility on the airport. Now, mind you, the customs facility is the size of your janitor's closet in your large commercial building, and it's not actually manned 24/7, but it exists. Therefore, international airport.
Sounds legit to me. So the Cobb County International Airport, which is where Alpha Juliet's airplanes and flying club is based, and
Many activities.
Okay, many activities, including the drug running. And I should probably edit that part out. Okay, but I won't. So
You won't.
No.
You shouldn't. Because
So
that's realist. That's realism right there. You know.
if anything, at APG we're real.
Yeah, we are. At least 50% of the time we're real.
Yes. So anyway.
Three of us. How do we make 50% out of 3?
Okay, this is confusing, and it's hard for me to keep putting the microphone in front of people's faces when they're talking. Okay, so anyway, we went flying in Alpha.
We committed acts of aviation.
We did. It was wonderful. We got in this beautiful 1970. Well, not beautiful, but it's a nice.
It was really beautiful. I think it's a really beautiful 1970 182. Got a new panel upgrade. It was it flew really well. I think it was a really good airplane to fly in.
I can tell you that it is capable of doing aerobatic maneuvers.
Yeah, well, let's not go that far. It's capable of
generating
last-second bird avoidance maneuvers.
So I have not yet. We have not yet talked. We're this is the aftermath, the afterglow. Right now, we're at the Miller's something ale house. We just had a wonderful dinner, and we've had a few beers. You probably can tell. And so I'm in the back seat. AJ and RJ are in the front seat of this 182. And we're flying along, and we're looking outside, and it's beautiful. It's a great weather, beautiful day. And we're looking outside, and then all of a sudden, this airplane goes into, I don't know, is it okay to say 90 degrees of bank?
I wouldn't call it knife edge, but it was a knife that maybe needed some sharpening.
Correct. I would say at most it was 60 degrees of bank.
Would that be the limit legally?
No, the legal limit is a lot more than that. But I think 60 degrees is what my guesstimation would be.
His internal accelerometer.
Yes.
So it was at least 60. Let me just put it that way. And I thought to myself, honestly, and I have not shared this with these guys yet, I thought, what the... I'll have to edit that. What the is going on? Is this like the end? Because this is the first time that I have felt G-forces since I was in the Air Force and I was in my 20s.
In the defense of the person in the right seat and the person in the back seat, they were looking out of their appropriate windows, scanning for traffic, as we do as VFR pilots. I was looking out the front and noticed a very large flock of migratory birds that seemed intent on joining formation with us, and we weren't quite ready for that. So some slight evasive maneuvers were called for, with not enough time for notification of the crew.
There was no discussion.
No.
There was not enough time for discussion, and I was thinking, like, what the like, I wasn't expecting this on this nice Tuesday afternoon flight.
I wasn't expecting it either.
No, nobody was. So, and I thought,
did your passenger meal spill off their tray table by chance? Well,
all over the place. Yeah.
I thought so.
You were pouring a glass of tea at the time, and not a drop came out of the glass.
The point is, yeah, I'm sure it was probably a lot less than I thought it was, but at the time it was like, it got my attention. And then while we were doing this maneuver, then I saw well, we weren't quite inverted, but I'm not going to say that. But I saw this big flock of Canadian waterfowl.
There was at least 400 of them.
400?
Okay, maybe 350. No, it's metric because they were Canadian, so I don't know what that is in metric.
I mean, there were a lot.
I'm fluent in metric, and I would say it's conversion rate pending. I think it's about 22.
I think that's a little bit more accurate. But it doesn't really matter how many there were, whether it's 22 or 400, because there were a lot of them. And then I went, oh, okay, I see. So I think it was great work by this aviator here, Alpha Juliet, too. Like,
did you get any rude gestures from the geese as they went past your window?
I don't know.
They don't have any rude gestures. Yeah.
I think I did hear them say, sorry.
So, to be honest with you, it's been so many years since I pulled G's that I think I was a little blacked out, so I don't know, really.
Jeff did get awfully quiet. There was a brief exclamation of what one might term horror, surprise for sir, but after that it was very quiet. Almost.
So I was thinking to myself, what kind of G limits are appropriate for this type of airplane?
Jeff, you've been through G training. Can you explain G lock to the viewers?
G loss of consciousness. Yes, I've seen it happen. I have not experienced it, but if I'd had some warning, hey, we're about to pull some G's here, Jeff. Like, you might want to start doing your G anti-G maneuvering, whatever you call that thing. Anyway, so yeah, that was a lot of fun. Anyway, that was like toward the beginning of this whole adventure.
That was 38 seconds into the flight.
It was more than 38 seconds then into the flight, but it was in the first part of the flight, and we continued up to the Atlanta downtown area, and we saw down to the Atlanta downtown. We saw all the things like Dobbins Air Force or Dobbins Air Base, Dobbins Air Reserve Base, whatever they're calling it now. Peachtree DeKalb. We saw so many things. It was a beautiful day.
I did see the state capitol. I had to gleaming with gold, and it
really was gleaming
about it. Yes, that's right. Because I personally did not know that was the state capitol, but I had to ask what was that golden domed building far out in the yonder, and I was
that far out in the yonder.
It was about a mile away.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. So we got to see also the Atlanta International Airport, which is something that I am used to seeing many times in my life, and I haven't seen it in a while.
I have never seen that app.
Well, you're an Airbus guy. You guys never look outside.
Usually when I get close to the ground, I close my eyes. Yeah.
You've already pushed the land button, so there's nothing else for you to do. That's time for the nap.
It's going to do its thing, and like whatever.
When I get to the gate agent will wake me up and say, "Hey, it's time to get up," and then I'll get up and walk out of the airport.
Oh, where are we?
Yeah, exactly. That sounds about right. Yeah.
No, anyway, so it was a great time, great flight. Thank you, Alpha Juliet, for taking us up in your flying club's Cessna 182. It was really a lot of fun. And then we came over here to the wonderful Miller's Ale House. And, so that's all I'm going to say. Is I'm going to let these guys finish it off. So I'm going to hand this to RJ.
So it has absolutely been an amazing day thus far. I picked this trip up at the, yesterday. So I didn't think that I would see them, but I sent them a message saying that I would be here, and thankfully they were available. Surprise, surprise. And so we did get together and meet up, and I am very grateful to AJ for taking me flying out in the Atlanta area. I mean, I've seen it up from the flight levels or up in altitude, and it's a very different sight seeing it down at 2,500, 3,000 feet, and I have a great appreciation for flying around then at those altitudes, especially flying around downtown area where there were a whole lot of very high towers, about 2,000 feet AGL. Nearly eye level. We were, of course, higher than those, and we laterally separated, absolutely.
Everything was completely legal.
Everything was very legal, as if anyone from the FAA is listening.
But even if they're not.
Yeah, well, even if they're not, we were legal. Yes, that's true. So it was nice seeing those obstacles and what GA pilots face on a day-to-day basis flying around in this airspace. It was very eye-opening. And it was, once again, thank you very much, AJ, for this opportunity.
Well, while you have the mic, I actually wanted to ask,
yes,
how did you find interacting with the interaction with the Atlanta controllers? Because this is an extremely busy airspace, and I always find it fascinating for airline pilots or commercial pilots to come down to our level, right, our general aviation level, a couple thousand feet below where you normally fly, and talking sometimes to different controllers than you talk to, and asking for what may seem like odd things. So I guess could you give like your point of view of how what we asked for the controllers and how they responded to it?
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, I think all controllers are not robots; they're still human beings. So we've come to TRACON controllers at least. Okay. Yeah, all TRACON controllers are different story. Yeah. But TRACON controllers are generally human beings, and so, we can ask, just because a flight instructor told you that you have to ask for certain things in a very specific manner, doesn't mean that you can't speak to them in plain language. And so I had great experience flying around and listening to the TRACON controllers here. They were great. They knew exactly what we wanted to do. AJ told them what we want to do in very plain language, very plain English, and They were happy to accommodate.
I've tried it in Spanish before, and it doesn't work nearly as well.
Yeah, that's because you haven't flown very much in Mexico. But when you do it there, it will be very much easier.
Well, it's much lower altitudes when I go to Mexico.
That's right. But overall, I think
drugs.
Well, I do. I fly quite a bit GA in California as well, and I would, California, Southern California specifically has got a lot of very busy airspace down low, and this is if not busier, it's as busy as Southern California airspace. So I think kudos to all the controllers who were working us in the airspace, and they were all great, and they made our flight much more better.
We did manage to frustrate one towards the end of the flight.
We did, and that has nothing to do with me per se, but that had everything to do with AJ and his unique requests at all times.
I have to let one of you tell that request, because that was your experience.
So as we were coming back in, I will summarize this very quickly. As we were coming back into the airport, AJ, we were cleared. The controller wanted to. Yes.
Straight to the airport.
We were on a straight in towards the airfield, and so the controller basically assumed that we wanted to go straight in, and he cleared us in for a straight in approach to the runway in use, which was 8.
I think we were kind of still going angling out.
Angling out, yeah.
Can you just turn towards the airport?
Exactly. He really wanted us to go direct to the field. And so at that point in time, AJ actually chimed in and said, hey, we would like to request an overhead brake over the field to come in and land on runway 8. To which at that point he then took about, I would say, estimated 20 second of breaks. There was a big pause. You can double check on live ATC, but it's clearly at least a 20-second pause.
What do you want?
And then he went back and he said, "What do you want?" To which AJ replied and said he would like to come in for the overhead brake onto runway 8. And you could clearly hear the exasperation in his voice as he said, "Cleared the brake, runway 8, or runway 9, I'm sorry, 9, yeah, on the approach end." As we got closer, he then cleared us in to say for a left brake because there was traffic on the right downwind. But yes, you could hear that he was really frustrated with our little 182 trying to do a overhead brake, which I do have video of, and he did, and AJ did a very good job with that overhead brake. Absolutely,
he did.
Yeah.
I would like to say plus or minus 20 feet in the altitude.
Plus or minus 20 feet and less than 3.8 Gs, which is what,
less.
You know, yes.
From cruising speed to flap speed in the 180.
Yeah. I think, very pleased. Yeah, it was a very good, and it was a very nice, gentle landing. The baby sleeping in the back did not wake up.
He's talking about me.
We don't know who the baby was.
Yeah, but the baby in the back did not wake up. Yeah, until we got to the gate.
As far as we know, still sleeping.
So probably still sleeping. Yes.
Thank you for the kind words, and it was really awesome to get to fly with you guys. I love flying with other people, be they pilots or non-pilots, and getting to do that with close friends is just even better. So I can't wait to do it again. I don't know if I have a whole lot to add that hasn't already been said, but I think it was a fantastic time. Oh, actually, there's one other thing. So there may possibly, I'll give it a 8 to 19% chance that there will be a subsequent audio to this audio, because RJ has agreed to do the stress test of the tower tour at our simulator facility tomorrow.
That's right.
So we're gonna put him in the hot seat and see if he can work the other side of the mic. You may have heard a couple episodes ago that Captain Jeff and Armando gave it a shot, and they were optimistic. Which is everyone that gets in that seat gets optimistic. I was optimistic when I sat it the first time, and it's.
I'm a realist. I'm not at all optimistic. It's going to be bad. Yeah.
I think having listened to Jeff's audio, and I have some faith. I think he might do okay. We'll see. So we'll see if we can get some audio of that. But
I'm just basically going to pull a Kennedy, and I'm just going to say, all aircraft on frequency, stand by. I'll call you later.
Don't bother me now. I'm working. No, but looking forward to that. Had a fantastic day today. Again, one of the best days I've had in a long time. Got to spend some time flying. Got to spend some time just enjoying good company. Some decent beer. Some good food. Yeah, kind of checks all the boxes for the quality of a good day. And then looking forward to even more tomorrow. So, Jeff, do you want to throw it back to Jeff in the studio?
I don't think it would be appropriate for me.
Should we do it together?
Yeah, let's do it together. All
right.
1, 2, 3. Back to you, Jeff. Clearly we have not practiced this. Back to you.
Jeff, turn it off. Turn it off.
Okay, I'm grabbing the microphone away from these two. And Jeff, if you're still there and you're not sleeping, it's time for you to start talking again now. Oh, okay. Thank you. I really wish that AJ was able to join us today to give, oh, wait a minute. Look who's here. AJ, finally.
Hi, AJ.
Yay. You got home from work.
We can't hear you, though.
Oh, yeah. We don't hear you for some reason. That never happens.
No, definitely not.
Jeff, I've been here the whole time. I just didn't know you couldn't hear me.
Well, I didn't want to tell you, actually.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, we were. So I explained in great detail before I played the audio that all the things that we talk about in the audio, as I want to do. Yeah, as usual. Yeah. But anyway, so we just finished playing that. It was, believe it or not, it was 20 minutes long. Yeah. And I was saying that, yeah, I'm going to try to edit as much as I can, but I have to say also that after a couple of beers, my speech rate was at 0.5. And AJ's and RJ's was at like 1.0 or maybe 1.2 or whatever. So, wow. Yeah, when you're 67 years old and you have a couple of tall beers, I mean,
it hits different.
It slows your speech rate down a lot. Okay, apologies for that. Yeah, so we have already covered all of the news. We've done our Getting to Know Us segment, except for what you're going to tell us about what you've been up to. And we know that you ended up meeting up with RJ and Captain Jeff a couple days ago.
Yeah, we know that.
And you also kind of hinted in the audio feedback that you and RJ were going to go and do that tour of your training facility. And how did that go?
We did, and it went great. He had a great time. Actually did a pretty good job. Started him off on ground, and he picked it up very quickly. I was impressed.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah. Other than that, we went to lunch afterwards. Turns out we ate about, 68 feet from where Captain Jeff ate breakfast.
Yeah,
where we ate
on the
lunch.
same day.
On the same day. Like 2 hours apart.
It's a small world. Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things. And then dropped him back off the airport, and he went jetting off for sunny Mexico. So hopefully he returned. I hadn't heard from him since then. So
well, he's responded to my texts a little bit earlier today, so I think he's still alive.
Well, someone responded
he could have been
with his phone.
Yeah, it could have been. He could have been texting from Cancun, maybe,
or someone from Cancun could have been
somebody
texting
with
on
his phone. Yeah, more likely.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, got to go do a little flying today. Actually, went and had a friend of mine that needed to ferry a Seneca, and so I got to fly the Cessna 150. Super fun.
Exciting.
Yes.
It's like the
just about the same
Seneca.
speed getting there. Yeah.
Almost. I'm just a couple knots.
Knots
so I left about 25 minutes before he did. And
did he still get there before you?
He was entering the pattern as I was exiting the runway.
Right. Perfect timing. Couldn't
worked
have done
out
it better.
fine. Yeah. So, but also neither I nor my friend is a particularly petite gentleman.
And you both had to share the 150 on the way back?
We both shared the 150 on the way back. So it was
intimate,
cozy. We'll call it cozy. Yeah. So
skin on skin, baby.
Trying to operate the yoke is kind of like this.
Yeah, the biggest thing is it doesn't like
a lot of shoulder action.
You're just real close to the. There's not a lot of leg room.
No.
There.
Yeah, I'm just hair under 6'3", and a 150 is a size medium.
It's medium, yes. It's a good size for me, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah, me
perfect.
too.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
There you go. There's the APG private travel solution.
There you go.
Right there. So, other than that, so flew that all the way up to Barwick, Lafayette, which is almost Chattanooga from way down here and back. So hence me being very, very, very late.
Yeah, but I'm glad you had a chance to make it.
Yeah.
So good to catch up with you. Yes, ma'am.
I think we'll just go straight. We've only got about 8 minutes left, so let's go straight to that one feedback item. You don't even really need to do coffee fun, do you?
No, I don't need to coffee fun. There's really nothing really to say.
Or just
no.
tease a little bit for next time. We're going to get something from Singapore with.
So we had planned to do some more audio feedback, and in this case from RJ and Rich Fulton, a meetup in Singapore. But we're going to save that. We're going to push that to the next episode. And so we look forward to that. And we're going to now do just one piece of feedback to kind of, before we go to the wrap up. So let me play the bumper.
Captain, incoming message.
All right. And this feedback is one for Dr. Steph from Airbus CJ Hemmer. What did he call himself before? C-130 CJ or something like that? Or
I think it was
Hercules CJ or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah. Dear Captain Jeff, Captain Nick, Miami Rick, are you still there? Hello. AJ, and especially Dr. Steph. I was flying with a former jumper-dumper pilot who said she had some issues with non-pilot jumpers trying to be helpful, in quotes, with pre-flight activities, but occasionally things didn't end up as intended. Do you have any interesting stories of non-pilot jumpers who are just eager to get into the air as soon as possible, trying to help, but not being too helpful? Talons Douglas. Again, that's from Airbus CJ.
So not so much with pre-flight activities. I think our drop zone is pretty good with just how we have things set up. We have a couple of ground crew that help with getting the airplane in and out of the hangar and fueling and a couple other minor things here and there. But they generally everyone leaves the pilot alone to pre-flight the airplane. I've never really had an issue with jumpers coming up I have jumpers come up who are either pilots themselves or who are thinking about flight training and might have questions about the airplane, but not typically interfering with pre-flight duties. For myself, I usually get there early enough that I can get that done before things are, about to get started. I just like to have time to make sure I've had time to look over everything with the airplane myself. So, however, I will say that I think all jumpers are self-proclaimed weather experts. So, and especially on days where it's, you want to make the call to go, but you also have to, there's pretty clear rules and regulations about what the criteria are for sky conditions and cloud conditions. And sometimes it's about, it's clearing, the clearing is coming, you can see it happening. So you get some jumpers who are very eager to go, who say, well, look over here, this looks great. Look over here, this looks great. Look over here, it looks good. Can we go now? Can we go now? And you really just have to be firm about, no, we need to make sure it's going to be legal before we're going to take off. Thank you very much. So I think the weather stuff becomes an issue a little bit, more points of discussion with weather than anything else.
Interesting.
Yeah. And sometimes it is tricky because it'll look great and ready to go, but we'll have thunderstorms in the vicinity. So kind of going back to one of our news stories from earlier, we give a lot of space to thunderstorm activity, especially the winds that can be associated with it. And maybe even less so for the pilots who are going to be staying in the airplane, but especially for people under canopies. We don't want them to have negative impact from strong winds associated with nearby storms. But we are also surrounded by a lot of tall trees, so sometimes it's hard to see where those things are in the distance or get an appreciation of how close they might actually be. So sometimes it takes a little bit of, pulling up the maps and the radar and saying, we are here and this is here, and you don't want to be this close to this thing that is occurring right now. We need to give it some time and some space. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Great answer and great question from Airbus CJ. So thanks for that. And I'm glad that we were able to do it while Steph was here. And now we're going to...
Actually, real quick, Boxa says, do they help with the post-flight duties? And he's got a little beer cheers emoji. So they're always welcome to help with post-flight after the aircraft is put to bed for the evening afterwards.
Excellent.
We can tell stories from the day.
Roger. Cool. Mm-hmm. It's time to wrap it up, and we always point you to our website where we have information about the crew and the community and APG on YouTube. We have the library. Our librarian Tiffany manages that for us. We also have information how you can join the Coffee Bar Club and contribute to the Coffee Fund APG store. We actually have T-shirts and stuff. Like we'll talk about that a little bit more on the next show, and the means to contact us, calendar, and so much more. So please check it out, airlinepilotguy.com. And we are on the social medias. And Steph, you're going to tell us all about that.
I got it. Yeah. You can head over to Facebook, facebook.com/airlinepilotguy. or find us on X. We are at APG Crew. If you're looking for the show artwork for each week, we didn't go over Nick's this week because we were a little time crunched, but you can find it over on Instagram, instagram.com/APG Crew. And if you're looking for the videos, if you want to join the live recording, that's on YouTube, youtube.com/Airline Pilot Guy. Hopefully we'll see you in the chat room sometime. And as always, I'm hoping that since I've been gone, that Hillel has not been slacking on his duties.
No, he's not.
I'll point you to him for Slack.
Oh, I see what you did there. Can you tell us about Slack, Hillel?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
All right, come on over here. Tell us all about it.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and plain tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel. All right, we appreciate all that he does for us.
You know, Steph, you said you hope he's not slacking, but if he isn't slacking, then he is slacking.
It's real tricky with the grammatical intricacies there.
Kind of a Schrodinger grammar problem.
I realized it after I said that. I was like, I think I
That's very deep.
Wait a minute.
What did I actually say?
And we also want to point out that since we didn't have Captain Nick with us today to kind of illustrate and tell us all about the finer points of the cover art, the show art from the last episode. So next episode, it will be a double header. We'll talk about last episode's artwork, and I'm hoping that Captain Nick will do some artwork for this episode, and he'll be able to tell us all about it. So we shall see. But anyway, we also like to thank our producer, Liz, for all the hard work she does behind the scenes and while we're doing the show and so much more. So thank you, Liz. We couldn't do this without you. All right. And we'd like to thank our live audience, our live chat room. Always a hoot to see all the activity over there and what they're saying. And sometimes it's actually kind of funny, a little bit. And so you should check it out sometime. And with that, we're going to wish you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Talons, Douglas.
Cheers, y'all.
You're welcome.
See you next time.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the airline pilot guy.
Good day.
I used to be such a good pilot till I started APG. I opened doors for little old ladies. I helped them to their seats. Airline pilot guy, I fly Aeromexico. Oh, airline pilot guy, he can land in heavy fog. I got no friends 'cause I'm always flying. I just don't have the time. But I can land this old plane. I can land it just fine.